So the U.S. military just bombed a boat in the Caribbean, killing up to 11 people on the board, leaving 2 survivors before a second airstrike took place, killing the remaining survivors.
This morning, the Trump administration doubling down on the decision to strike an alleged drug boat near Venezuela in early September twice. NBC News reporting that second strike was ordered after the first failed to kill everyone on board.
Secretary of War Pete Hegseth says that these were narco-terrorists and simply that, these were enemies of the United States of America. They recently had a briefing today with the president and the Secretary of War Pete Hegseth. Basically, Pete Hegseth getting into his explanation and defending why they sent that second strike on that boat, killing those narco-terrorists that could have been taken as prisoners.
As any leader would want, you want to own that responsibility. So I said, I'm going to be the one to make the call after getting all the information and make sure it's the right strike. That was September 2nd. I watched that first strike live. As you can imagine, at the Department of War, we got a lot of things to do. So I didn't stick around for the hour and 2 hours, whatever, where all the sensitive site exploitation digitally occurs. So I moved on to my next meeting.
So a lot of people are very upset about this. They're upset in his response to these people being basically obliterated and being killed with airstrikes, saying that he's committing war crimes because you clearly have a boat that's destroyed and that you have 2 people basically clinging on the life, and you basically just eliminate that life by sending a second airstrike. And he claims that it's due to, well, you can't see anything because there's fire happening, there's smoke, there's so many different things going on. We couldn't tell, so we had to basically just wipe them off the face of the earth. And so they're getting a lot of criticism right now. I do agree, however, that Pete Hegseth and President Donald Trump are correct. I simply don't want narco-terrorists bringing drugs into our country. And, if they're not going to listen and abide to our laws, then we're simply just going to eliminate them with airstrikes. I completely agree with that. I do think in this instance, though, I think Pete Hegseth did get it carried away. I think that he did order that second drone strike, which inevitably killed these people that could have been taken prisoner. I think that the Trump administration is doing the right thing by eliminating these narco-terrorists. I think that's an important thing for the country. We shouldn't allow these people simply to come into our country and flood our country with drugs, basically profitizing off of people who are drug addicts and basically killing American citizens. So I do think their way of going about it is right. I don't think you can negotiate with narco-terrorists. They're in no position to negotiate. And yeah, if you're going to break the law and try to flood our country with drugs and basically doing that with a boat, you're going to be basically taken out with a drone strike. But I do think that they need to be careful with how much overboard they're going with this. You need to be careful that you don't commit any war crimes, because this looks a little war crime-ish. It looks like that a little bit. Like they could have let those people survive and they didn't, and those people now are dead. When, you could have taken them as prisoner. So anyways, during this briefing, Pete Hegseth he starts to get defensive and he starts throwing it back towards these reporters asking these questions, saying that you guys get to sit in your air-conditioned offices all day. And he starts attacking reporters kind of like Trump. And it just seems off, and it just seems really, really weird to be doing that to these people who have a genuine concern over the fact that we're committing war crimes as a country.
This is what you in the press don't understand. You sit in your air-conditioned offices or up on Capitol Hill and you nitpick and you plant fake stories in the Washington Post about kill everybody, phrases on anonymous sources not based in anything, not based in any truth at all. And then you want to throw out really irresponsible terms about American heroes.
So I don't know, man. I think that it's good that we are defending this country by eliminating these narco-terrorists. But it doesn't mean that we should invade Venezuela and to overtake that country, and I'll get that into a future video. But yeah, I think what they're doing in terms of eliminating narco-terrorists that want to bring drugs and flood our country with drugs and kill innocent young people by taking advantage of them, I think that's wrong. And I think the way to do that is eliminating these people on these boats coming into this country. But we should not be doing that through a means of war crimes that simply was committed here. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the matter. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the channel and let me know what you guys think in the comments. Thanks.